Hey guys, what's up? Jan here again, your relocation and immigration expert. Uh, you know, I co-own along with Daria. We co-own a company called Move to Prague, which is one of the top relocation agencies in the Czech Republic. And we have employees, we have colleagues, but from time to time, we like to do all of the work or some of the work ourselves. So today I was actually showing some apartments to a lovely couple from Germany, and I spent some time in Malá Strana, and it was really beautiful because it's one of my favorite parts of Prague, and all the small buildings and all the apartments. Within those, the one of the apartments we saw today was from, I believe they said, like 15th century. So like imagine how many generations used to walk there, and like the magic of the place. It was an empty apartment, like with just no furniture, just the kitchen and some very basic equipment, but it has such a strong atmosphere. So I love that. So I actually enjoy that. I haven't shown apartments for quite some time now. But it's been amazing. So actually that led me to the topic of today's live stream, which is real estate agents and how they work in the Czech Republic. And I got froze. Hi Sandy, hello. Hi, thank you for joining. And I got frozen on Facebook, so I'm back. So today's topic will be about real estate agents and how they work in the Czech Republic. So how real estate agents work in the Czech Republic. We work in a different way in Move to Prague, because when you contact us looking for an apartment, we always ask you first about your requirements, and then we start a custom-made search just for you. So if you tell us, hey, I need this and this and this is my budget, this is the locations I prefer, then we start looking for like apartments exactly for you. Generally, real estate agents in the Czech Republic work in a different way, and that's the way that whenever some private landlord advertises there. I'm sorry, I'm looking for a dog. He's doing some strange noises here, but he's cute. So when a private landlord advertises a property on some website, usually the real estate agents have someone who calls the landlord and says, hey, we are able to advertise your flat to many of our clients and get you tenants very swiftly. Do you want to work with us? And then they can either sign an exclusive contract, meaning that the landlord doesn't work with anyone else, just this one agency, and even they don't offer the apartment themselves, like privately. They only work with this agency exclusively, or they just sign an agreement, a contract, but it's not exclusive, so they can actually rent the flat or offer the flat through many different agents. It used to be kind of the way to do it was through the exclusiveness in the past, but I don't think it works like that anymore, because landlords know that they can easily rent out the flat themselves, or that there are many different agencies they can choose from. So usually exclusivity is not the thing now, but there are still some flats and some agencies which have exclusivity for some flats and some landlords. So it can still happen. And then basically the real estate agents go to the apartment, take photos or use good photos of the landlord, and then they advertise it on their own website and on some other real estate aggregation portals, let's say. And then if you see the apartment, you like it, you call the agent and you arrange a viewing with them. They usually need to check it with the landlord as well, because often they don't have keys from the apartment, so they just cannot go anytime. They need to check with the landlord. Then they get back to you with the availability, and then you agree and you go see the apartment. That's how it generally works. Now it's the market is the way that you should go see as many apartments as possible, because what happens often is, for example, for this German couple, we arranged 3 appointments for today, like yesterday or the day before. One of them already got rented from like yesterday until now. So those were kind of expensive apartments. If you're looking for a flat which is cheaper, like 15,000 crowns, 20,000 crowns, there are usually like 50 50 people waiting to get the apartment or see the apartment. So you need to be very fast, and you cannot really choose as it used to be like 6 years ago, that you could see an apartment and take a week to think about it and then get back to the landlord and still get the apartment. It's nowhere close to that right now. Now, if you don't decide like on the spot or latest the same day in the evening, then you lose the apartment because there are like 10 other people who want it, and the landlord will just rent it out to them. So now it's the situation like this. And often when you book appointments for like on Wednesday, if you book appointments for Friday, then like half of the apartments will be gone before you go even see them. So my advice maybe here would be book appointments, as many appointments as you can, for as early as you can or as soon as you can, and go see all of them. Because the situation also is the way that even if you go see the apartment and you like the apartment and you want it, it doesn't mean that the landlord will rent it out to you, because there are other people interested in the apartment, very likely, and they will just choose the ones they like the most, or someone who will pay more, or someone who works for an international company, so they have like a good salary. So there are many factors. So even if you find a flat you like and you want to rent it from the landlord, it doesn't mean that the landlord will want to rent it out to you. So you should go, now the market is the way that you should go see as many as possible and as soon as possible, because otherwise you're losing a chance that you will rent out something reasonable. Okay, so those were the main things then. But the main topic is about money and how much money you should prepare when you're renting an apartment in the Czech Republic. So generally, you need to count with paying 1 month rent, the first month rent. So you're moving from 1st of March, so the March rent in advance, plus a security deposit in advance, which generally a security deposit is 1 month rent. But sometimes you can pay 2 month rents, especially if it's more expensive apartment or like nice furniture or fully furnished. So because the security deposit is there in case you damage something. So if it's an ugly apartment and it's empty, it's not furnished, then probably 1 month rent is fine, because if even what you can damage, But if it's a nice apartment and has all the furniture, landlords can request more security deposits. According to the law, they can request up to 6, I believe. I've seen it once. I don't think that the flat was ever rented, but usually like 1 or 2 month rents is the standard. So what you will be paying when you move into an apartment in the Czech Republic: definitely the first month rent, definitely a security deposit, either 1 or 2 months rents. And then, of course, if you go through a real estate agent, you also need to count with their commission, which is usually also 1 month rent, often plus VAT added, so plus 21% of VAT. Sorry. So if your rent is 20,000 crowns, you will be paying 24,200 crowns commission, because that's 20 plus 21% VAT. So that's it. I wanted to share some information as well about how it works, like with real estate agents. But no, I'll mention it. Basically, often what happens is that the real estate agents have commission from both the owner and you as a tenant. So often the Czech real estate agents are paid twice. They can sometimes negotiate that, okay, if they are paid by the landlord, that then you will not pay the commission. But in many cases, they will pay both or get both. I just mentioned it not because I find it stupid or find it greedy or whatever, but it's just different than in other countries. So what we've heard from our clients, this is not a standard procedure in many countries in the world, but it often is in the Czech Republic. Another thing to know, especially for those of you who are German, is that if you rent in an apartment, there is always a kitchen. Okay, because in Germany, often you need to bring your own kitchen. Obviously, all the furniture, but also the kitchen. So in the Czech Republic, even if the flat is unfurnished, it usually means that it has kitchen. It usually has also like all the appliances like dishwasher and washing machine, and often also some wardrobes, either built-in wardrobes or just some like big pieces of furniture. Only if the flat is advertised as completely furnished, then obviously there is all the furniture. But even if it's advertised as unfurnished, the basic stuff is usually there. Then there is something called like partially furnished, which usually means that you have the big pieces of furniture which cannot be easily moved there, but you might be missing some like cutlery or stuff like that, or like table or chairs and stuff like that. So it depends, but the important thing to know is that if the flat is advertised as unfurnished, it still usually has the basic appliances like the full kitchen, maybe washing machine, dishwasher, like these hard things. Okay, so I believe that was it for today. If you have any questions, guys, here on Facebook or on YouTube, please feel free to ask them. I just wanted to do this live stream today because after quite a long time, I went to see some apartments with some clients, like a lovely German couple. And I've seen some really nice apartments, and these topics kind of came up. So I wanted to share them with you as well, because for many people, it might be very, very different. I remember that we were moving the first group of people from Amazon when they were moving offices from Berlin to Prague, that they were very surprised that like usually the kitchen was here, and they were telling me that it's not really a standard practice in Germany. So there are differences. Maybe one more thing, usually landlords expect you to sign a 1-year lease. In case of more expensive apartments, they might expect you to sign 2 years lease. But the general minimum is 1 year. Finding a lease for shorter term is generally difficult. Now it might be more common because of Airbnb, and many of the landlords who used to do Airbnb now kind of converted into long-term rentals, but they still hope that it will come back soon, the Airbnb business. So they might be doing something in between, so maybe 6 months or 3 months or stuff like that. But generally, it's definitely not the Czech thing to be renting on monthly basis. And especially if you're applying for a visa, then renting on monthly basis or just for 3 months or 6 months would not work anyway, because your visa would be shortened accordingly. So if you, for example, apply for 1-year visa, but you only have 6 months of accommodation, your visa would be only valid for 6 months. So anyway, from this perspective, it's also better to have a 1-year lease, but in general, it's a standard on the market anyway. So guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, I will be leaving soon because we have a nice dinner booked today. So I will be leaving in a couple minutes, but still, if you have some questions, I will be happy to answer. If not, then I thank you very much for coming, for following me, for being part of my group on Facebook, for following me on YouTube. For those of you who are on Patreon, who are my patrons there, I thank you very much as well for the support. For those of you who are not members of my Patreon, please check it. I'll share the link in the comments below, and let me know ideally in the Facebook group if there is a topic you would like me to talk about, because I've covered a lot. I do live streams twice a week, every week for a couple months. So I already have, I believe, like almost how many? I'm getting to 100 videos, I believe, on YouTube. So I've covered plenty of topics. So if you have some more I haven't talked about, or you would like to get some update about, let me know, and I'll be happy to shoot videos just about that topic and just for you. Okay, guys, thank you very much. It was nice seeing you, and see you on Monday again. Bye-bye.